Hello everybody, let's do today's CSS daily target. Ooh, and we have an arrow. An arrow? Is that what it is? I think so. What's the right way to do this? Interesting shape. Very interesting shape. So I think I will use my blank template and I will put these styles into the element, I think. I could do a margin of yeah. So let's see what that looks like. Let's start by putting the color on the element, the paragraph tag, the blue, and then this yellowish on the body. And let's get that lined up to start. 4, 5, 6, sure, 7, 8. And then it looks like that's 180. Okay, so that's the start. Or do we want to use our reflection trick? So we only have to do one iteration of this because it looks like this. I mean, this could be the outline of a border radius, right, of another object, but it could also be radial gradient, which is probably the approach I'm going to take. So rather than do that, let's make two elements that are 90 degrees tall, and the second of which has a transform on it, and that transform is on the y-axis. So transform y -1. And that's transform scale y. I misspoke. Okay, and then that means we're also going to need to do a margin of 0 on that element. And is that taking? That's the question. Something about that is wrong. Okay, so we're missing a colon. That's what's missing. There we go. Okay, so all right, so let's do the hard part of this background first. So I believe that's a radial gradient, which I'm going to put that color in the background. And I think it's a circle, but it does look like, well, first things first. Let's do that scalloped corner first. Circle, and then transparent, and then blue to start with. Not really to start with, but let's see. Circle. And let's say 10%. And then let's harden that. And that is going to show that what we've created is a circle in the middle of the element, which is not what we want. We want that circle center to be at 100%, I think. Actually, it's at 100%, 0%. Okay, so let's do that part first. So 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 23.5. Not a great number. How about 50 pixels? How about 60? 60 pixels. So that's our first part. So we created that scalloped edge. And unfortunately, that doesn't do the job, does it? It really doesn't. So to get this other curve, so I guess let's just prove that that's not correct. Yeah. We'll expand that out 80 pixels, let's say, to show you that curve. Oh, maybe it will work. I don't know. What do I know? It looks like it wouldn't be the same curve, but maybe it is. I was wrong. So I think we proved that percentage didn't work for the first inner radius. So there's where the human brain, my human brain, didn't let me believe that these two curves could have the same, could be related to circles at the same center point, but they do. They are both at the same center point. So that's great. We've got that. Okay, next. We can do a linear gradient. Actually, well, I wanted to try doing this in a percentage. 50%, 0, 50%. All right, let's see if we can get that radius to be correct. Align. Maybe it's got a little bit of a wiggle there. It's more like 46.8%. Let's try 47% and see, but 46.8 is probably the number that has to be. All right, next we'll do a linear gradient. We could also do a border, actually, let's do the border bottom. Why not? Now that's also going to make us change the height, because that will add to the height in this case, because we don't have box sizing border box set. So let's do that. Border bottom, 10 pixels solid blue. And solid of that blue color. I have RE, and that's a meaningless thing. So I have 10. It's at least 20 pixels. So let's make that 70. Okay, so maybe it's 25. Making that 75. Oh, and then that's making it worse, isn't it? It's actually changing the origin of the circle, which we were very happy with. So we can't do that, can we? Nope, no border, no sail. That means our height has to be back at 90. Okay, so those are collective side effects. So we will go with a linear gradient, which is transparent at the top. We could also put this on the body because we're seeing through to the back, but let's not do that. Let's do transparent, which is hash and then 4 zeros and then blue. And so now you can see that. So let's call that 70% or something or so. And that's a little too little. 69, 68, 67, 66.6, 66.6. So that's no good. I think that means it's 60 pixels. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to submit this, and I think that we're going to need to change that 47% number, but that won't be done. Let's take a look. Let's see what it does. That's a 99.9% match. Indeed, we're going to need to change this number. So I'm just put in it's rather than try to remember it, we'll just do that. So let's submit. Yeah, indeed, we got 99.9% with that prior submission. And that's 100% match. So just to reiterate, all the yellow, the F5, E3, B5 is on the body. Everything else is either transparent or that blue. So we just put that color in once. Now we could also put it on some of these backgrounds, but that's 2 more characters for every other instance, right? And again, we've got 2 elements here. The second of which is upside down, turned upside down by transform scale 1 minus 1. And now we'll minify and replace, which gets us 1 win, and submit, and we're done. Thanks everybody for watching along, and I hope you enjoyed this. several other different ways to do this one. And I think had I started with the border, then we would have changed the way that we did that curve, right? Totally legit. Might be overkill to do the transform with the scale. Many other ways, many other syntaxes, more than one way to do it. The Perl dictum, which is, program the way you'd like to program. Program what works for you. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.